Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to the 10th live session that we're doing. It's already been 2 weeks, 10 full days of coming here every single day at 8:30 p.m., learning, growing, and evolving together. I'm so excited for the conversation that we're going to have today because confidence is something that almost all of us need in our everyday life. And as you know from the title of this video and the thumbnail as well, the conversation we're going to have today is about how to access unlimited confidence and unlimited power in any and every situation. Now, my question is that something you would want? Is that something you'd like to unlock? Because in the next 15 minutes, how to do that? That's what we'll cover. But I want to make sure it is something that you are excited about as well. Otherwise, I'll find out I've been rambling on for 15 minutes and you've been thinking, okay, that was nice, but I didn't really need it. So, do you need this confidence for sure? And are you 100% sure that you want to get started on this? If yes, write yes in the chat box so I know that you are ready to unlock unlimited confidence in just the next 15 minutes. It doesn't take a lot of time. All it takes is a simple mindset shift. So, now that you all are ready, I am excited to help you unlock this confidence as well. So here's the first step. We are not going to beat around the bush today. We are going to dive straight into it. I want you to ask yourself this one question first. Why do I want to be confident? Seriously, take a moment right now. Think about this question. Why do I want to be confident? The thing is, we want a lot of things in our lives, but we're never clear on why we want them, why we value them, or why we prioritize them. And although it may seem like confidence is a very obvious thing to want, right? Everybody should want confidence. The truth is, no. Like everything else in the world, confidence also needs a really specific reason to come into your life. Otherwise, everybody wants everything. That's what the world is like. Human beings are not rational in any way. You say you want a duck tomorrow as a pet, you can think of that. You want a dinosaur as a pet, children think of that as well. But is that possible? No. So, just like that, just saying, I want confidence or I want power, I want to feel powerful, well, that won't work. Have you ever taken a moment to figure out why do you want it in the first place? Now, that's a question I want you to think about. And I want to share my personal example with you here. When I first came across this question, when I was reading a book, I don't remember which one, but it was definitely in a book where I'd encountered it. I paused there on that page and I was thinking, why do I want to be confident? And at first, all the noble answers came up to my mind because I want to impact the world. I want to help people see their potential. And that's my mission. That's my purpose in life. But then I asked myself, why do I really want confidence? You see, our mind loves to play games. Our mind is an expert, not even an expert, a certified expert at playing games, at creating delusions, at creating self deceptions. So while I would have loved that surface level answer, even I knew that was not the truth. So when I asked myself a deeper level question, that why do I really want to feel confident? That's when an answer came up to me. And the answer was, I want to feel confident because I never ever want to again experience in my life the feeling of being a 12-year-old ridiculed by his friends because he is doing something new that they don't understand. And that whole helpless kind of feeling that I'd felt in that moment, the loneliness I'd felt when I'd been singled out by all of my friend group. And that might sound like quite a naive thing to even worry about, but honestly, when I asked this question 3, 4 years ago to myself, that was the answer. I did not ever want to feel that feeling again. I did not want to feel helpless. I did not want to feel like I didn't have my voice. I did not want to feel like I couldn't stand up for myself. I knew I loved myself way more than to let those people hamper me, than to let their opinions affect me. But they did affect me, and I was not happy about that. I never wanted to experience that powerlessness in my life again. where my worth was dependent on the approval of somebody whose opinion didn't even matter in the long term. Oh, now that was a real deeper answer as to why I wanted to feel confident. But if I'd not gotten to the core of it, right, I would have missed out on two important things. One, there would have been no urgency or intensity to feel confidence. And two, I would have been faking it. I would have been not in alignment with the real reason of it. And that is why I would have felt like this is not really working. I'm trying everything, but confidence is not happening in all the excuses I would give myself. Here's what I want you to do, because that is something I did as well. Whatever is the real answer that's coming up for you, don't judge that answer, honor that answer. Yes, if you think about the answer that came for me, it didn't come from a very high energy, high positive, high frequency state. No, it came from the fact that I felt like crap in that moment when other people were judging me, when I let their judgment define who I am, and I didn't want to feel it ever again. That is a good enough reason to want to choose confidence in yourself. You see, we are lectured on and on and on about morality and ethics and thinking well for other people. All of that's true. I agree with that. We need that in our lives. But at the same time, the truth is, we are who we are. Denying our truth will not change our reality. Covering up our truth, our real reason with why we want something, and giving a not so real but a very well sounding reason for it, is not going to bring confidence in your life. Don't be real with the world. My question is, can you be real with yourself? I don't want to feel like a victim. Good. Don't feel like a victim. Build confidence for that. I don't want to feel helpless ever again. Good. Build confidence for that. I want to feel like I have my own voice. Good. Build confidence for that. I want to feel like I can finally take a stand. Build confidence for that. Or even, I want to show to the world how powerful I am. Good. Take a stand for that. But the thing is, can you be real with yourself? Now, while you're listening to me, you'll feel like, yes, yes, of course, I want to be real with myself. But after these 15-20 minutes, when you go back into the real world, the reason you encounter the same cycles of feeling powerless and underconfident and not being able to take a stand and not being able to make decisions is because you're not being that real self with yourself. It's because you're not in touch with this real answer, because you're judging yourself too much. And you believe that, feeling confidence for this purpose, no, 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 that's not good. Who says it's not good? I know we like to feel guilty about prioritizing ourselves, but for once today, forget about the world and prioritize yourself. That's the sign of a confident person ultimately, right? Somebody who can prioritize himself or herself, somebody who can take care of his or her own needs, and somebody who is not affected by the whims and the feelings of everyone around him or her. Now, to be that person, get clear on why you want that confidence in the first place. That's the most important step. That's the most critical, and I'd say the step that does 90% of the work, because when you're really honest with yourself, right, you unlock confidence naturally, because you are clear within and you know what you are aiming for, why you are aiming for, in whatever area of your life that may be. Doesn't matter. If that clarity, conviction, and honesty is within, confidence will start to rise up, power will start to rise up, because for the first time in your life, you will feel that you are in alignment with your core. You see, when we think about aligning with the best version of ourselves or aligning with someone who has our fullest potential, I know you've heard all these ideas before, where you hear people saying or you read books that say, here's how to unlock your biggest, here's how to unlock your full potential. I've even made videos on the same thing. Or you've had ideas or thoughts about how to access your most powerful energy. All these questions keep going on in our heads. Well, the way for that is not by adopting a routine, not by adopting something from outside, but by just creating that self honesty to the core. That's the key for unlimited confidence and unlimited power. But to do that, you have to let go of this self judgment, let go of this guilt, and answer this first question: why do I want to be confident? Very, very honestly. So, if you have answered that question honestly, very good. Because the second question is going to require even more honesty. So, all that was a very important s- frame of mind I needed you to be in to answer the second question. Because if you did not practice authenticity there and honesty there, you're not going to practice it in the second question. But I believe you are going to, because you've done it in the first question already. So the second question, the second step in unlocking unlimited confidence, unlimited power, is to ask yourself, do I deserve to be confident? Now this question requires a lot of clarity, a lot of honesty, and a willingness to be a little wrong. Because think about it, everybody wants everything in the world. Does everyone get everything in the world? No. Confidence, a personality trait or a skill as it may be, is not there with everyone in the world. This is a given fact. Is it a limited resource like gold or silver or water? No, it's not a limited physical resource. It is an unlimited resource any one of us can tap into. But if we don't feel like we deserve it, if we don't feel like we are worthy of it, and if we actually don't deserve it, then is that even going to come into our lives? Whether you approach this from the perspective of law of attraction or manifestation, well, there as well, we think that as long as I don't believe I deserve it, I won't get it. If you think about it from a more pragmatic lens, even if you don't believe in manifestation or law of attraction, would you ever give something to someone who doesn't deserve it? Of course not. If you believe they deserve it, then you will give them. But if you don't believe it at all, no human being is stupid enough to make that mistake to give something to someone who doesn't deserve it at all. So, my question is, when you are saying, I want to be confident, have you ever paused to ask yourself, do I deserve to be confident? Now, we don't dare to do this questioning because we're not willing to be honest with ourselves. But if we are willing to be honest with ourselves, that's when the real power, real confidence, real strength shines through. Because imagine how absurd it would be if I've never ever driven a car before, I've never even sat behind the steering wheel, but I am doing an affirmation saying that yes, I am confident, I'm the best driver in the world, I'm confident, and I take the car straight onto a highway where everyone else is going at 100 kilometers an hour, what's going to happen? Am I actually going to feel confident? Yes or no? Well, all of us know that the answer to that question is a big no, because in that moment I actually don't deserve to be confident, because when I'm unprepared to handle the responsibility that comes with the confidence of driving a car at 100 kilometers an hour, then having confidence there is stupidity. Having confidence there is the most foolish risk I can take, because I'm not only putting my life at risk, I'm putting the life of everyone on the road at risk by driving without the skill to drive. So, just like that, whatever area of life you are desperate for confidence and power in, take a moment to ask yourself, do I deserve to be confident in this area? Do I deserve to be able? Do I have the skill enough to have that confidence where I can handle the responsibility that comes with having this confidence and this action taking? Now, that's a different level of thinking. But whenever I introduce it to people, I'll be honest with you, I am in two minds about sharing a concept like this. Not because I'm fearful of what you might think, but because I am a bit afraid that people can misunderstand this concept. And here's how they do it. They'll say to me, well, Prabhsimrat, are you saying that I'm not deserving of anything in life? No, I am not saying that. What I'm saying is, you can be deserving of anything and everything in life. That's the idea of living a life of breakthroughs, an idea of living a limitless life. But that won't happen until and unless you acknowledge the limits that are there in the first place. And then will come the second question. Well, Prabhsimrat, okay, I get it. Then, if you mean that, that means until and unless I get that skill, I should feel underconfident and inferior about myself. No, that's also not what I'm saying. Here's what I mean by it. By all means, feel confident. Why? Because you want to feel confident and you have a good enough reason for it. That's why the first question. But the second question is to make sure your confidence does not turn into arrogant stupidity. Now think about it. If you say, I'm confident, I'm confident, I'm confident, I'm confident, you believe it, that's good. But if you've never asked yourself, do I deserve to be confident in this area that I'm trying to be confident in? Well, then you're about to make a big mistake. Imagine this. And I know the reason I'm telling you to imagine this is this has happened with us in all different ways. All of us have that one person around us, maybe in our friends or our family, who is a jack of all but master of none. And this person has a very unique ability. And their unique ability is they'll never study anything in depth, but the depths of their confidence are unmatched. The depths of their power that they believe they have is unmatched. So if you are going through a sickness and you call up this family member and you call up this friend, even more than the doctor, they will tell you what you should do. Let's say you're trying to invest somewhere and you're thinking about two different policies that you believe would be good. Even more than your financial advisor, this person can tell you with confidence which policy is good, which policy is not. When there's something going wrong in the political order or some politics is happening in the world, political analyst's opinion doesn't matter. This person knows exactly who is at fault, exactly who is playing a double game, and exactly why the countries are in turmoil or why two countries are fighting each other. These are people who have knowledge that's at a surface level, but their confidence is too much, more than what it should be. So rather than being smart, wisdom filled, humble human beings, they become arrogant, stupid, know it alls. And by stupid, I don't mean it as a disrespect, I don't mean it as an insult. By that word, I mean lack of knowledge. If I keep saying lack of knowledge, that won't resonate with you. Stupid as a word will. So it's not an insult at a person. All I'm saying is lack of knowledge that they have. That's why they have that. They're not intelligent enough. So arrogant, stupid, know-it-alls who have no idea if what they're saying is even right or wrong, but they're saying it with so much confidence that they are the experts. Now tell me honestly, do you like being around such a person? Yes or no? Well, I guess that's not even a question I should have asked. All of us know that the answer is no. In fact, we run away from such people. We think, I'll talk to him or her. I'm only going to get 10 pieces of advice that don't even make sense. Better not to do it. But that just goes on to show being an arrogant, stupid, know it all with high levels of confidence is not good. But at the same time, have you encountered people who are experts at their field? Like they're phenomenal at the work they do, but they also have the courage and the humility to say, well, I don't know about that. Maybe you should explore a bit more. Rather than giving or imposing an opinion on you, they'll be comfortable to admit, yeah, I don't know a lot about that. Better to, ask someone else. Now that's real confidence. That's real security. That's real strength and power. Because think about it. Who is the person who will have the courage to openly admit that they don't know enough, or that they're not an expert at something, or they don't have enough confidence or knowledge to pass an opinion on something? Well, somebody who's not looking for approval, somebody who's not looking for validation, and somebody who doesn't give a damn about what you think of them. Now, is that person more confident, or is the know it all more confident who will never take no for an answer but will give you a wrong answer but will never say that, oh, I don't know? Of course, the humble person appears more confident. Why? Because they've asked themselves this question and they've taken the time to sit with it, to be with it, and to address it. That do I even deserve to be confident? Do I? have the skills, do I have the knowledge to add enough value to people's life that I can go up to them with confidence and say, yes, this is what I know. I'm going to be open about it, I'm going to be confident about it, because I know what I'm speaking about. Now, in my voice, if you sense a lot of confidence, if you sense a lot of conviction, it's not coincidental. I've built it, I've nurtured it, I've created it. And in all of this, speech training or public speaking skills, I would say, have played only a 10% role. I'm not saying they're not important, they are, but in the grand scheme of things, what I'm able to communicate with you right now is not because I've learned, please remove filler words from your speech, or that I've learned to speak only in a certain style and put emphasis on only certain words. That's very little of the impact I'm able to create. 90% of the impact is coming from my conviction in my work, in my research, in my depth, in my skill, in my knowledge, and in my experience of coaching hundreds of people, where I've seen the exact patterns, exact pitfalls, exact problems, exact challenges come up. And that's why I don't need a script in this moment to be confident. I can be who I am and speak to you with the conviction that these are the two questions that matter, that are gonna help you build the confidence. Why? Because I have built the skill, I have built the knowledge, I've put in the effort to be the person who deserves to be confident in speaking about things like these. And that's when confidence becomes effortless and natural. All the time while I was studying, while I was learning, while I was growing, did I believe, I'm not confident, I don't know what to say? No. I was confident at that level of my knowledge. When someone asked me a question that was beyond what I knew, I did not have a problem saying, well, I'm sorry, but I don't know. I'll have to learn more about it. That confidence inside came because I asked myself these two questions. I was clear. I don't ever want to feel powerless. I don't ever want to feel like crap again. I don't ever want to feel that my worth is dependent on someone else's approval. That's why I want confidence and I'm going to go all for it. Great. That's my real purpose. That's something that pushes me. But along with that, the next thing that helps us is answering this one question: do I deserve to be confident? So focus on that skill, focus on creating that ability, focus on being the person who deserves the confidence, and power, confidence, conviction, strength, everything you want will come to you very easily, very effortlessly. So over the weekend, these are the two questions that I want you to ponder upon. I know we've talked quite at length about this, so I hope this was very helpful. And since we don't have a live coming up for the next 2 days, we'll meet directly on Monday now. You have enough time to ponder over these questions, get your real answers, and you will see confidence will stop being something you desperately chase, and it will become a part of who you are. And that's the key to unlimited power in life, no matter where you find yourself. Thank you so much for being here, for spending this time with me. I'll see you soon on Monday. Bye.